Index fund, ETF, mutual fund, hedge fund? What's the difference? Pick the wrong one, and it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars over the years, in fees and in missed gains. So, in the next few minutes, I'll explain every type of fund, what they are, how they are managed, risks and fees, and who they're really built for. By the end, you will walk away knowing what takes most investors years to piece together. So, what exactly is a fund? Picture throwing a birthday party with a group of friends. On your own, you could maybe cover the pizza, but everyone chips in a little. One grabs the cake, one brings the drinks, someone handles the music. Suddenly, you've got a party nobody could have thrown alone. A fund works the same way. Your money goes into one big pot, alongside thousands of other people's. That pot is large enough to buy hundreds of different investments at once. And you don't just get a corner of it, you own a slice of the whole thing. So even a small amount buys you a piece of everything inside. Let's start with the simplest and cheapest one, the index fund. And the wild part is just how little it costs. Most index funds charge around 0.03% to 0.2% a year. On $10,000, that can be as little as $3 for the whole year. So why is it so cheap? Because the fund isn't doing anything fancy. It just copies a list called an index. The most famous one is the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in the US, which means with a single buy, you own a piece of Apple, Amazon, Google, and 497 other giant American companies all at once. The fund isn't trying to beat the market. It is the market. You buy in once a day after the market closes, and then you mostly leave it alone. As those companies grow over the years, your money grows right with them. This is the fund Warren Buffett tells his own family to buy. For a beginner with a little to invest, it's the simplest, cheapest way to own a slice of the whole economy. Next up is the ETF. Remember how an index fund only trades once a day after the market closes? An ETF is the fix for that. It's the exact same idea, a fund that copies an index like the S&P 500. The difference is it trades like a stock. You can buy or sell it any second the market's open, at a live price, right from your phone. And the cost stays just as low. Plenty of ETFs charge 0.03% to 0.1%, the same rock bottom range as index funds. A lot of people get tripped up here. They think index fund versus ETF is a choice between two rival things. It usually isn't. An ETF is often just an index fund in a different wrapper. Same 500 companies repackaged so it trades like a stock. And buying one is usually free. Most major brokerages now charge zero commission on ETF trades. So you're not paying a fee every time you buy or sell. There's no big minimum either. The price of a single share gets you in. So for most beginners, an ETF is the easiest way in. Same low cost, same broad ownership, just simpler to buy. Now for a very different kind of fund, the mutual fund. Instead of just tracking a list, a mutual fund hires a professional manager to actively pick the investments, with the goal of beating the market. This is the most familiar type for a lot of people. If you have a 401k, there's a good chance some of your money is already in one. Because a real person is running it, the cost is higher. Mutual funds typically charge between 0.5% and 1.5% a year, compared to under 0.1% for most index funds. That gap sounds tiny, but it compounds. Over a few decades, paying 1% instead of almost nothing can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost growth. And that higher fee is really what pays for the manager, the person actively trying to beat the market for you. So, is it worth it? The long-term track record gives a pretty clear answer. Over the past 10 to 15 years, research found that around 85% of these actively managed funds did not beat a simple S&P 500 index fund. So for most investors, paying more for a mutual fund usually means getting less, not more. Over the long run, you're better off just buying the index fund. Last up is the most extreme one of all, the hedge fund, the most aggressive fund there is. While an index fund just follows the market, a hedge fund tries to win in every direction. It bets against stocks, borrows money to make bigger bets, and uses complex trades most investors never touch. That can pay off big. It can also lose a lot, fast. And that risk is exactly why you usually can't just buy one. By law, you mostly have to be an accredited investor with around $1 million in assets or a high income. These funds are kept for people who can afford to lose. They also charge the highest fees of any fund. The classic fee is 2 and 20. That's 2% of your money a year, plus 20% of any profit. All of it is in service of one goal: beating the market. So, can they actually do it? Back in 2008, Warren Buffett bet $1 million that a plain S&P 500 index fund would beat a hand-picked basket of hedge funds over 10 years. 10 years later, it wasn't close. His index fund nearly doubled investors' money. The hedge funds gained about a quarter as much. So the riskiest, most exclusive fund of all lost to the cheapest one you can buy on your phone. So after all that, which fund should you actually pick? For almost everyone watching, the answer is simple: an index fund or an ETF. They're the cheapest, the easiest to understand, and over the long run, they tend to beat the pricier options. Pick an index fund if you want to set it and forget it. Pick an ETF if you want to trade freely from an app, or start with pocket change. Mutual funds really only come up if your 401k puts you in one. Hedge funds aren't a real choice for most of us, and the data says we're not missing out. And there you have it. Every type of fund explained, from the cheap and simple to the pricey and exclusive. The next time you open your investing app, those 4 names won't feel intimidating anymore. You'll know exactly what you're looking at. And if you remember one thing from all of this, make it this: with funds, paying more almost never gets you more. The cheapest, simplest option is usually the quiet winner. So which one are you going with? An index fund or an ETF? Tell me in the comments. And if you like the way we break this stuff down, subscribe and follow.